I was absolutely shocked this morning when I heard the news that a quarterback who just finished a 5-7 season, and when I say just finished, I mean he played his heart out in a rivalry game just 4 days ago, and now he's being offered 10 $1 million deals, NIL deals, to go to other schools. He hasn't even entered the transfer portal yet. The 2023 playoff run is just starting, and some of the teams who offered him are still in the run. It's one thing to talk about the portal and NIL during the season, but to actually offer is just ridiculous. His name's not even out there yet. His name is Cam Ward, quarterback of the Washington State Cougars, extremely slept on, very talented, but since he's on the West Coast with Washington State, doesn't really have that media spotlight, but obviously these teams are seeing it out of him, and this would be his third college team, and this is a topic we're going to dive into about players going all around college football, all of these super seniors. I do have an opinion on that, but before we get started, make sure to subscribe and join the best family in college football, and let me know right now in the comments what your first reaction to this Cam Ward news was. Guys, I'm not oblivious. College football has moved into a whole new direction with the NIL, with transfer portal, and obviously with conference realignment, but I just didn't want to believe it. But now, I mean, the facts are straight in front of us. Players are getting recruited like NFL free agency. People were scared that college football was going to turn into the NFL or an NFL junior, and I said, no, that's not going to happen. College football is its own thing, but it pretty much is. It's very sad what we're seeing right now, and this is the state of college football in 2023. All that this is going to do, offering players $1 million deals before the season even ends for next year, is going to widen the skill gap between the very top programs and the smaller programs. That's not what college football wanted to do. Obviously, they expanded to a 12-team playoff, so there could be more parity. So the 12 seed could beat the 1. It could be very fun. It could be like March Madness. But no, if you're allowing this to happen, college football is never going to move in that one direction, because these teams who have the resources to spend on these players, why would you turn down the deal? Cam Ward, if I'm in his position, if they said, hey, Saturday Shenanigans, you can do what you love, which is commentating, I'm going to give you $1 million, I would take it. Cam Ward's just doing what he loves. You can't even blame him, but he's getting $1 million deals. It's really changing the sport. The sport is not the same at all. There's pretty much no boundaries in college football anymore. A lot of people have been saying it's the wild, wild west, and I agree with that statement. Do people even want freshman quarterbacks anymore? At this point, they just want to hit the transfer portal. Teams want experienced guys. It's going to kill the guys who develop in the programs. All that's going to happen is that guys are going to develop in smaller programs and then go to the team that's offering them $1 million. I mean, come on. You can clearly see a trend in college football right now in 2023. Look at the Heisman Trophy contenders. You have Bo Nix from Oregon, who's a fifth year from Auburn. You have Jaden Daniels from Arizona State. Not a lot of people know that he even transferred. And then you have Michael Penix, who's in his 6th year of college football from Indiana. Although his situation's different, he had injuries. I get that. But you see a trend. These teams, these programs, they don't want to get a freshman or sophomore guy to build up in their program. No, they want to get an experienced guy who can win now, and that pretty much makes it NFL free agency, and it's going to continue and spill over into other seasons. You've seen disasters where teams have their first-year starting quarterback. Look at Ohio State with Kyle McCord. Although Kyle McCord isn't horrible, he's not what the Buckeyes need, and that's a reason why they're probably not going to make the college football playoffs. You saw Jalen Milroe at Alabama. He didn't do well his first few games, and that's what caused Alabama to lose to Texas in week 2. If they had an experienced QB, that probably doesn't happen. Alabama's undefeated right now. You guys get the point. I'm not going to whine the entire time about the new era of college football, because there are going to be some great things that come from it. First of all, the regular season next year is going to be fire. There's going to be a lot more star-studded matchups with all the QB transfers, conference realignment. The networks are going to love it. The ratings are going to be high, and that's pretty much why all of this has happened. Also, for players, they can afford to stay in college football longer, which is great, because back in the day, players had to go to the NFL. There was no other option because they had to feed their family, and if they don't come from great financial situations, this was the only option. But now we can have players stay in college football. They're more financially secure. I do like that from a player's perspective. So where would Cam Ward most likely go if he enters the portal? And guys, come on, he's going to enter the portal. There are a lot of schools who are in this mix, but one that really stood out to me and I thought was unbelievable. The Washington Huskies have offered him. Yes, the in-state rival. Oh my gosh, Cam Ward, do you want to be a villain? Do you want to have everyone hate you? Then go to Washington. Wow, imagine how hated this man would be if he stayed in the state of Washington and went to the Huskies. And at first I was like, no, he would never go to the Huskies. He would pick another Big Ten school. Then I forgot the Huskies are going to be in the Big Ten. Oh my gosh, this would be like LeBron going from the Cavs to the Warriors in 2016. That's how many shockwaves this would send through the sport of college football. A lot of people would also question the integrity of the schools in that situation. Just, oh my. An option that I did like that I could actually see him going to is the Miami Hurricanes. Now, you're probably asking, that's all the way across the country. Why would he do that? The Miami Hurricanes just lost all of their quarterbacks to the transfer portal, which, I mean, they're going to have to get somebody. Mario Cristobal is trying to build it over there. I could see a lot of potential in that program. I mean, Miami was a dominant program for years. They have a lot of money there. They have a lot of reasons. Like, why would you not want to go to Miami? That's a great place to be on the map. I already touched on Kyle McCord a little bit at Ohio State. We see the writing on the wall. He was not amazing in his first year, and he could make a jump into the second year, but that's a big if, and I don't know if Ohio State's willing to take that risk, so they could very well go in the portal and find a guy like Cam Ward, because they're just not that patient. I mean, programs like that, you cannot be patient at Ohio State. People are already going at Ryan Day's head saying he should be fired. There are two teams on this list that are trying to retool from previous transfer portal QBs, being Notre Dame and Oregon. Obviously, at Oregon with Bo Nix, Heisman candidate. At Notre Dame, they had Sam Hartman, who was pretty good, but not everything that they wanted. I could see these teams going after it again and say, hey, we did it once, it worked, why not try with Cam Ward? Notre Dame and Oregon are very solid options. I had a blast making this video. Typically, I write down bullet points. I know exactly what to say, and I'm very much a perfectionist on my videos, but this one I just said, screw it. I just went off the top of the dome saying what I feel, and I had a fun time. I hope you guys liked it. College football free agency is upon us. Transfer portal, NIL, everything you need. What better place to be than Saturday Shenanigans? If you're new, make sure to subscribe. Go check out my old videos, because if you love this one, you'll love them even more. I'm Saturday Shenanigans, your home for unfiltered college football content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.